Hey, how's it going? I'm just killing some time waiting for my clothes to be done drying at the laundromat. I've got appliances on order for my new place, but they're not there yet, so kind of living the laundromat life right now, which actually kind of is kind of fun actually. Um, One of the ideas in the introduction of my book on the thermodynamics of human coordination is this concept that when we tell a promise, we're actually lying, even if that promise is sincere. So I use the example of, say you owe somebody money and you agree to pay them by a specific date. Like, I'll pay you $200 by next Tuesday. Now, you might sincerely intend to pay that money back and you might be good for it. However, there's still a kind of deception inherent in promising to do something in the future, because there are aspects to the future that are unknown to you in the present. So the truer statement would be not, I will pay you back on Tuesday, but something more along the lines of, I intend to pay you back on Tuesday. But what's interesting about this is how, when you think about how much of society is based on the ability to coordinate, both temporally, in terms of scheduling things, and also in terms of behavioral coordination. And our ability to do this is entirely based on language and entirely based on our ability to coordinate using language as the mechanism. Whenever we're making claims about things that are in the future or things that require a high degree of certainty, especially when it comes to human follow through or human behavior, even if it's our own behavior, any such communication is inherently deceptive. And it's usually deceptive on multiple levels. We deceive not only others about our ability and intention, but we deceive ourselves often. Now, I'm not saying that we regularly break promises, nothing like that. What I'm getting at is that there's a performative element to all kinds of language that we use for coordinating behavior. Consider another example. When two people are pronounced married, like when someone is man and wife, nothing in physical reality changes about them. The change is entirely based on perception and based on social agreement to behave differently. The couple will behave differently, and the rest of the people around them have a tacit agreement to be a part of this abstraction, of this kind of make-believe fantasy that they have. Now, they might uphold their bargain and stick to their marriage vows and the behavioral modifications that they've agreed to, but nothing in physical reality dictates this. It's completely constructed. So, and in the marriage example, I'd further state that when we claim to make a commitment, about who we're going to be and how we're going to behave 30 years from today, for example, I will be with you until death do us part. The person making that claim today isn't going to be the same person fulfilling those agreements in 30 years. Now, some people can and will make good on these kinds of commitments, but the reality is that the commitment is renewed every day. It isn't the person making the promise today that is fulfilling the promise tomorrow. Everything about the situation has changed. This is an idea that I call constitutive dependence, where the context that you're in actually defines you. It isn't something that's extra or added on. It's not that there is a you that exists without your context. No, it's that everything in reality is touching and a part of everything else in reality. And there's no division from, one thing to the next. So wherever you are, you're connected to everything in your environment. Everything in your environment is connected to everything else, adjacent to it, and that goes on forever. So when we simplify something and try to pull it out of its context, that's useful. It's a useful tool to be able to think about things in this kind of abstract categorized way, but it isn't actually real. What's real is the whole combined together. So all the even well-meaning deceptions that we use to coordinate human behavior, they're making promises that we actually can't really make. It's not that there's like these people just like talking really loudly right outside my car, and it's it keeps messing up my train of thought. So sorry about that. Anyway, see, I can't even make good on the promise to make this video without being distracted. Anyway, I think you guys get what I'm saying. Anytime we're making a promise, whether it's a verbal promise or whether it's a contract or whether it's a ceremonial promise like a marriage, all of these things are importing a degree of certainty that no one actually has. So we might be certain about our intentions, but there's a whole wide number of other things that we cannot be certain about. And this is important. It's an important building block for the rest of my theory. So just thought I'd make a video about it. Anyway, hope you're having a great, what even day is it? I don't even know what day it is. Hope you're having a great February 24th. Still don't know what day it is because my phone just told me the date. I don't know. It's a weekday, I imagine. A Tuesday, maybe? Anyway, cool.